Hey, hi and welcome back. I hope that you are enjoying this topic. So in previous video, we completed the layout design of our hardware and I am sure you are now a lot confident about creating the layout. Okay. So from this video, we are actually going to start with the ULP, which stands for User Language Program. So what exactly this ULP is? Now let's try to understand that in this video. So now let's start with this video, which is Introduction to ULP. So now let me tell you what you are going to learn in this video. So the first point is what is ULP. So again I will explain you the definition of ULP and we will see what's basically the full form of ULP and what's the purpose of ULP in the Eagle software. Then the next point is important ULPs in Eagle. So there are actually different ULPs, lot of ULPs are there in the Eagle software, and out of all those ULPs, we are just going to discuss some important ULPs in this particular video. Okay, so that's how we are going to cover this video. Now let's start with this video. So what is ULP? So ULP actually stands for User Language Program, and it's basically a feature which is supported by Eagle software that allows user to write C language like program that can manipulate every aspect of their design. So from this particular definition, we actually don't get much idea about what exactly ULP is. So I will explain you in short what ULP is. So ULP is basically, ULPs are actually the scripts, and if we run those scripts, then different operations will be performed on our layout or on our schematic. For example, let's say that if we want to export the BOM or if we want to export the bill of material of our design, bill of material, I'm going to explain this particular point in much detail in the upcoming video. But in short, if I have to tell you, bill of material actually includes all the components which we have used in our schematic editor or in our design. Okay. So there will be a script, and if we run that particular script, then it will actually generate the bill of material of our design in which all the components will be listed in the sequential manner. Okay. So that's basically one example of ULP. And then the second example of a ULP is exporting DXF file. So I showed you the process to export the DXF file in the Eagle software. So same thing you can actually do with the help of a script. Okay. So there will be a script for exporting the DXF file. And if we run that particular script, then the DXF file of our layout will be exported. Okay. So I hope that from this particular discussion, you got a little idea about ULP. Now let me show you the different ULPs whose demonstration I'm going to show you in this video. So the first ULP whose demonstration I'm going to show you is import DXF file. So I will show you how to import the DXF file by running an ULP. We have already discussed the procedure to import the DXF file. We have to first go to the file, then we have to click on import option, and then there will be a option for DXF file. So from there, we can actually import the DXF file in Eagle software. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to run an ULP, and by running the ULP, how we can import the DXF file in the Eagle software. Okay. So that's basically the second method of importing the DXF file in Eagle software. Then the second ULP is generate wider cell screen. So we are actually going to run one ULP, which is actually going to increase the thickness of the cell screen which is there on top of our PCB. Okay. But why we need, or what's basically the use of this ULP? So I will explain you that now. Sometimes we actually send the PCB for manufacturing to the local manufacturer. And these local manufacturers sometimes might not have a good capability to print the cell screen or the designators on the PCB. Now, if you provided or if you generated a file which includes, very thin designators or very thin cell screens, then because of that, all the cell screens will not be printed properly on the PCB. So in such case, we actually run one ULP which actually makes the cell screen little bit thicker. Okay. And once the cell screen is thicker, then the local manufacturer or the manufacturer with even lower capability can print the cell screen on the PCB properly. Okay. After that, the next ULP is copy polygon. So in previous video, we created the polygon, for top layer, and also we created the polygon for bottom layer. So with the help of this ULP, what you can do, you can actually copy the polygon which is on the top layer, and you can actually, generate another polygon for the bottom layer. So with the help of this particular ULP, you don't have to create the polygon one more time. So you just have to create the polygon once, and later you can copy the polygon by running this script. Okay. So again, I will show you the demonstration for this as well. And then the next one is export image. So again, whenever you have to export the image of your schematic, or whenever you have to export the image of your layout, you can actually run one ULP. So there are actually again two methods to export the image. Either you can go to the file, and from export option you can export the image, or you can run the ULP, and by that method you can actually export the image of your layout or your schematic. After that, the next ULP is renumber designator. So this is actually very important ULP, and whenever I have to, whenever I design the layout, or whenever I have to send the PCB to the manufacturer, I'm going to use this particular ULP, because this ULP is actually arrange all the designators in the sequence on the PCB. So in such cases, we actually use this particular script, and this script is actually going to renumber the designators, and we are going to get the designators in the sequence. Okay. So these are basically the ULPs whose demonstration I am going to show you in this video. Now let me show you the demonstration one by one quickly. So the first ULP is regarding how to import the DXF file in the layout editor. Okay. So you can see on the layout editor, this is basically the option which is for ULP, and we have to click on this option. And once you click on the option, you will get this particular dialog box. And in this dialog box, you can see there are actually lots and lots of ULPs. And even I have not used all of them. I have just used the ULPs which are named, and those ULPs are actually, very frequently used. That's why I'm just going to show you the demonstrations for those ULPs. Okay. So let's look for the ULP which imports the DXF file. So here you can search the name of ULP. So I'm going to write here DXF. So you can see here there are actually two ULPs, one to export the DXF file, and one to import the DXF file. Now, as I'm going to show you the demonstration to import the DXF file, so we have to click on this one, and after that we have to click on OK. And then this particular dialog box is going to give us the opportunity to select the DXF file. So you have to navigate to the location where the DXF file is stored, and later you have to select that particular DXF file, and later you have to click on open, and later you have to select the target layer. We have already discussed this particular point. In order to import the DXF file, we have to select this particular layer, which is layer number 50, and then we have to click on metric, and then we have to click on OK. And this is basically the script, and with the help of the script, the DXF file will be imported. So let me run the script, and Eagle is actually going to take some time to import the DXF file on the layout editor. So once the process is done, then I will hide the layers, and I will show you the DXF file. Okay. So let it import the DXF file now. Alright, so the process is now completed. Now let's go to the view, layer setting, and let's hide all the layers, and let's only enable the layer number 50, which is for DXF file. So you can see this is how basically we have imported the DXF file in our layout editor. Alright, so that's clear about the DXF file. Now let me show you how we can, thicker these cell screen which are there on our PCB or on our layout editor. So let me go to the manufacturing tab, and you can see whatever you see in white color, these are actually cell screen, and all the designators and cell screen which are actually present on our PCB, all those designators and cell screen will be, after executing or after running this particular ULP, all the cell screen and designators will be little bit thicker. But in our case, if you observe, everything which is there on our PCB is basically thick. All the designators are thick, all the outlines are basically thick. So let's observe what exactly happens. Okay, but prior to that, I will show you if I right click on this this line, we are actually getting nothing, okay, because this is actually a part of footprint. But once I run the ULP, there will be a separate layer and the silk screen will be generated on the separate layer. So let me show you that now. So first of all, you have to go to the ULP and then here we have to select silk here, okay, silk. And this is basically the ULP for that. And let's click on OK and let's execute this script. So you can see everything that you see in yellow color. It's basically the newly generated, silk screen. Okay. So it's going to have some different layer. Now, if I right click on this, you can see, you can check the layer number, which is actually 121 T place layer. Okay. Now, we can actually send this particular PCB to the local PCB manufacturer who have the problem with a thinner silk screen, okay, because we have widened the silk screen now and it's going to help him to print the silk screen on the PCB properly. Okay, I will show you the manufacturing tab. So you will observe that there is actually not much change in the thickness of the designators, because all the components, all the footprints that we have used in our design, they have the they already have the thicker designators and the outlines for the footprint. So that was basically the second ULP. Now the third ULP is about the copying the polygon. So we have the 2 polygons already on our design. So what I will do, I will go to the layer number 2 and let me delete the polygon on second layer, and let me delete the entire polygon. Alright, so the polygon which was on the second layer is now deleted. So let me rat nest and you can see there is actually nothing on the bottom layer. So let's go to the ULP once again and let's execute the script. So there is actually one ULP which is copy dash wire to any layer. So copy dash wire to any layer. So this is basically the ULP which is going to help us to copy the polygon. Okay. So let me select this one and after that I will click on OK. And later here you have to give some information. For example, we are actually creating the polygon for the bottom layer and the name of that polygon is going to be ground, right? So we have to select ground here and then make sure copy polygon as polygon is selected, and then from layer we are actually creating the polygon to bottom layer from top layer. So here you need to select the bottom layer, and for top layer the layer number is 1 and for bottom layer the layer number is 16. Okay, so let's write 16 here and here we have to write 1. Alright, so because we are generating the polygon on the 16th layer, which is basically the bottom layer which you can see here, and top layer is layer number 1. Okay, so after that we have to click on OK and later we have to click on OK, and let's give the name as GND, and after that I will click on OK. So you can see the polygon is now created on the bottom layer. Okay, and if I click on rat nest, and you can see now the polygon is poured. But here there is one problem. The problem is actually related to the isolation. So script do not give you the flexibility to provide the isolation. On top layer we have actually selected the isolation as 10, but on bottom layer we don't have the isolation of 10. Okay, so that's one disadvantage of this particular script, and in order to change that you will have to do the changes in the programming of that particular script, which I have never done, and I will also recommend you not to go behind that. Okay, so that was basically the procedure to copy the polygon on the bottom layer. Then again I will show you how to export the image of the layout. So for that, first of all you have to go to file, then export, and then you have to click on export, and here you have to click or select image here. Okay, and then from here you can navigate to the location where you want to store the image, and here you can provide the resolution of your image. So let's try to do this with the help of ULP, and for that we have to write here exp, and there is actually one script or ULP which is exp to image, and with the help of this ULP we can actually export the image of our design. So I'm just going to click on OK now, and from here first of all we have to give the name. So I'm just going to give the name as underscore PC. So let's give any random name just to show you the demonstration. I'm doing that, and later here you have to select the image type as PNG, and let's increase the DPI. DPI actually stands for dot per inch. So if you increase the count here, then it's going to have more resolution and you will be able to zoom that image properly. So let's give the resolution as 500, and after that I will click on OK, and this has generated, or it has exported now the image of our layout editor. So let's go to the location and let's see that image now. Alright, so that image is not generated. I think this one is that image. Yeah. So this is basically that image. I think we gave the some different name. So just a second, let me run that script once again. So let's go to the ULP and let me write here exp, and this is the script. So I will click on OK, and this time let me give underscore, and then the location is proper C document intentional PC hardware schematic, and later I will select here PNG, and resolution is going to be 500, and later I will click on OK, and let's go to the location now. So yeah, so first of all, alright, so you can see here the name hardware schematic underscore 1 underscore PC. So you are going to get the project name, and after that it will be the rest of the things will be connected with that project names. Okay, so this is basically the image that we have exported. So you can see, you can actually zoom the layout image properly. Okay, so that's basically the second script, export fourth script, sorry, and then the last script is regarding the renumbering. So let me show you that script now. So I'm going to search here renumber, and okay, the name is different. It's cmd-renumber. So this is basically that script, and after that I'm going to click on OK, and later here you have to, you know, in what way you have to do the renumbering. Okay, from top left or from this particular corner, whether you want to do the renumbering from this particular corner. So if you do the renumbering from this corner, then the first register which will be there on this corner, it will be numbered as 1. Okay, and if the register is on this side, and if you select this option, then the first register on this side will be renumbered, or it will be designated as 1. Okay, so let's select this particular option, top left, and let's click on preview. So this is how basically the preview is going to look like, and you will observe that everything will be in sequence now. So this is basically, so if we go like this, then you will see everything in sequence. So this is the first register encountered, which is R1. Then likewise, if I go this second, R2, R3, R4, then likewise if I go then R5, R6, R7. So likewise it's going to renumber. I hope that you got what exactly I'm talking. So it's going to renumber all the designators on our hardware. So that's basically renumber script. So that was all about the ULPs, and I hope that you enjoyed this particular video and you got to know how exactly we use the ULPs in Eagle software. Okay, alright, so that's what I wanted to tell in this video. Now I will see you in the next video, which is about introduction to commands in Eagle software. Alright, so I will see you in the next video now.